whenever you have a problem where you need to reduce the rational expression, you always want to factor the numerator and denominator as much as possible. And then hopefully you'll be able to cancel some things out. So this is what we're going to do on this problem. Now, this problem, we have a difference of squares on the top, so we can factor that by difference of squares. On the bottom, there is a common factor that we can take out. So what we'll do start out with is we're going to factor the numerator by difference of squares. So that one, 9 squared is 81, which means if you use the difference of squares formula, you'll get 9 plus y plus 9 and y minus 9. On the bottom, we have a common factor of 2. So we want to factor out a 2 from that, which basically means that if you factor out a 2, everything here will be divided by 2. So 2y squared divided by 2 is y squared. Negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7y. Negative 36 divided by 2 is negative 18. So the next step is we're going to see if we can do any more factoring. And there is some factoring we can do with this part inside the parentheses here. So the top we can't do anything with. That'll stay the same. We still have a 2 out front, but then this is one that's going to factor as well. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to make 18 that add to be 7. So 18, you have 3 and 6, that won't work, but 2 and 9 does. So we'll do a 2 and a 9 here. We want the middle number to be negative, which means we got to put the negative with the larger number. So I want to do a negative 9 and a positive 2. So if I multiply this, I get y squared, I get a minus 9 and a positive 2, you'll get a minus 7. And then positive 2 and negative 9 will give you the negative 18. So that's factored on the bottom. So everything is fully factored. Once that occurs, you can look for things to cancel. And we see here that we can cancel out the y minus 9s top and bottom, which means that your final answer on this problem will be y plus 9 on top, and then the bottom, you still need to write the 2 there. That 2 is still part of it. So we have 2 times the quantity of y plus 2, nothing more you can do on that one. Let's take a look at another one, a very similar problem, this one here. Okay, so this, we've got the difference of squares on the top once again. So we're going to start with that. We have a y here, and then 6 squared is 36. So we're going to do a plus 6 and a minus 6. On the bottom, we have a common factor of 7 that we can pull out of here. So a factor out of 7, we get y squared. Okay, then we divide all these by 7. Negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5. So we get negative 5y. Negative 42 divided by 7 is negative 6. We look for, again, if there's anything more that can be factored, and we see that the bottom can be factored. And so that's what we're going to do next. The top is already factored. We have a 7 here. And then for the bottom, we're looking for numbers that multiply to make negative 6 and add to be negative 5. Now we have both 2 and 3 and 1 and 6. So 2 and 3 could be added together to make 5, but we have a minus sign in the end, which means that one number needs to be positive, one number needs to be negative. So in this case, we want to use the 1 and 6 instead of 2 and 3, because if we use 2 and 3, both of those would have to be negative in order to get negative 5. But because the last number is negative, we need one positive and one negative. So to get negative 5, we need to put the negative with the larger number. So negative 6 and a positive 1. And now we're just going to cancel the y minus 6 terms out. Again, you're allowed to cancel this because it's all multiplication between these groups. So multiplication between these parentheses and multiplication between all the parentheses on the bottom. What you'll be left with is y plus 6 over 7 times y plus 1. And that's it. Nothing more can be canceled here. That would be in lowest terms.